Welcome students, this is the second part of my video on poverty as a child. So in the first part of video we have discussed about the meaning of poverty and some indicators of poverty. So in this part of my video we will discuss about the poverty line and how the poverty line is estimated in our country India. Okay, so let's get started. So poverty line is an imaginary line used by any country to determine its poverty. So it is a line, okay, it is an imaginary line used by any country to determine the level of poverty in the country, okay. So it varies from time to time, place to place and country to country. So it also varies from time to time, okay, and place to place also and country to country also. The most common method of determining poverty is income or consumption level. So how we can determine poverty level of the country is looking at their income level and the consumption level of the individual living in that particular country. Okay? So people will be considered poor if their income or consumption level falls below the minimum level, that is poverty line. So people will be considered poor if their income and consumption level is below the poverty line, that is an imaginary line that I have just talked about. Okay, so this is the so that is the poverty line. If the income and consumption level of the individual falls below the poverty line, then that particular person or the particular group of the society will be considered as poor. Okay? So now we will learn how the poverty line is estimated in our country. As I have told you that it varies from place to place and it varies from country to country also. So now we will be discussing about the poverty line, how the poverty line is estimated in our country, India. So students, in our country, the poverty line is estimated by estimated in two ways. That is, number one is by looking at the minimum calories requirement per day of the individual, and number two is the minimum level of earning per month of the individual. Okay, so these are the two ways how the poverty line is estimated by the social scientists in our country. So in India, a subsistence level of minimum level of food requirement, that is clothing, footwear, fuel, lighting, education and national requirement are the things which are used to estimate poverty line. Okay, looking at all those things, what the social scientist does, the social scientist looking at all those kind of things, he or she will determine the level of poverty in our country. Okay, so since in the rural and the urban areas the nature of work and the prices of goods are different. So in the rural and urban areas the nature of work. So the rural people are obviously the hard-working people. Okay, and they have to work very hard. Usually they are farmers, so they need more calories. Okay, compared to the urban people who are working in the ACs, in the laptops and the computers. Okay, so they don't need much calories. Okay, they don't have to burn much calories while doing their work. So these are the difference between the rural people and the urban people. So, and as I told you that this poverty line is also estimated by the minimum calories requirement per day. So the rural people obviously they need more calories compared to the urban people. Okay, and another thing is the prices of goods are different in the urban and the rural areas as well. Okay, so the calorific requirement and expenditure per capita are also different. So there are different in there are different in the rural people and the urban people in terms of burning calories. For example, you can see out here is that minimum calories requirement per day for the rural areas is 2400, okay, and for the urban areas is only 2100, okay. So it's for 1 year, okay. So as I told you that the rural people require more calories because they have to walk in the fields, okay, and they mostly are the farmers, okay. So that's why they need more calories compared to the urban people who works in the offices with the laptops and the other things, okay. So they need more less calories, okay. So this is how the calories are also also helps the social scientists to burn to estimate the level of poverty, okay. Next is minimum level of earning per month, okay. So minimum level of earning per month, if I have to compare with the urban people and the rural people, then in 2000, what was there? The rural people had to earn rupees 328 rupees to survive actually, okay. And in case of urban areas, the urban people had to earn rupees 454 rupees per day to survive. Understand? So it is in the year 2000. Okay, the rural people had to earn rupees 328, and the urban people had to earn rupees 454 per day. That is per year, per day. That is okay. And in the year 2010, it was increased to rupees 673. The rural area, the people living in the rural area had to earn rupees 673 during 2010, because as the prices of goods are rising every year, so they had to earn rupees 673 per day to survive, to earn their livelihood. Okay, and in case of urban areas, as in the urban areas, you know that the prices of goods and the standard of living is high compared to the rural areas. So to maintain that standard of living, also they have to earn rupees 860 in 2010. Okay, according to the social scientists, this is okay. So, if I have to compare with the year 2000 with 2010, then you can see the amount earning per day is rising. In 2000, what happened? The rural people had to earn rupees 328 to survive, okay, or to earn their livelihood per day. But in 2010, what happened? It increased to 673. Okay, and same in the case of urban areas also, it was rupees 454 to survive. They had to earn 454 to survive per day. Okay, but it increased to 860 in 2010. Now, if you see in the year 2012, what happened? The rural people had to earn rupees 816 per day to survive, okay, or to earn their livelihood, okay. They had to earn rupees 816 every day, okay, in the rural areas, okay. And in the urban areas, they had to earn rupees 1000 every day, okay, to earn their livelihood or to maintain the standard of living in the urban areas. Okay, so it is increasing yearly. Okay, so this is why it is happening is that the price of goods and commodities are rising every year, and the per day earning of the people also is rising every year. Okay, so this table, in this table what you can see is that every year it has, in your book it is only given till 2012. Okay, so what you can see in this table is that the per day income, okay, is rising every year as the prices of essential commodities are also rising every year. Because of that only the earning is also rising and the prices of essential commodities are also rising. Okay, and as the prices of goods, okay, is very less, as the prices of goods is very less in the rural areas compared to the urban areas, because the people who are living in the urban areas had to maintain their dress up also, have to maintain their standard of living also. So because of that also, okay, what happened, they had to earn more than the rural areas, the people of the rural areas. Okay, so looking at all those things, what the social scientist does, so looking at all those things, they estimate the poverty line. So if they finds that some of the people are not, okay, looking at their income and consumption, some of the people are not incoming, or some of the people are not consuming more than the poverty line, and you can say that if they are below the poverty line, then they will be considered as poor people. Okay, so this is how so moving on, next we have the organization involved in estimating poverty line. So besides social scientists, there are also other organizations who are involved in estimating this poverty line in our country. So let us discuss in detail. The surveys from determining poverty line are carried out by the National Sample Survey Organization. So this determining poverty line are also carried out by the National Sample Survey Organization, that is also NSSO. Okay, so it was established in 1950 under the Ministry of Statistics and Program Implementation of the Government of India. So it was established in 1950. Okay, so this is the organization who are involved in estimating poverty line in our country. Okay, so it is established in 1950 and it's under the Ministry of Statistics, the program implementation of the Government of India. So these are all the organizations that are involved in estimating the poverty line of our country. Okay, it conducts survey at the interval of every 5 years. So this organization conducts surveys, okay, in all the areas of our country after the interval of every 5 years. Okay, it is the largest organization in India conducting regular socio-economic surveys. So it is the largest organization. This NSSO is the largest organization in India, okay, conducting regular socio-economic survey. Okay, for determining the poverty line in various countries and for their comparison, international organizations like World Bank use the uniform standard method. So this poverty line, for determining the poverty line in various countries, so this NSSO organization is the organization involved in estimating poverty line in only our country, that is India. But there is World Bank which is an international organization. Okay, this World Bank, what it does, it determines and it estimates the poverty line of all the countries of the world. Okay, as per this method, the poverty line is the level of minimum availability of equivalent of $1 per person per day. So as per the World Bank, what was there, okay, the person have to earn at least a $1 per day. Okay, and if the person who cannot earn $1 per day, then that person or the communities or the group of people will be considered as the poor people. Okay, and as we can say that they are below the poverty line according to the World Bank. So World Bank is the organization which is international organization which is also involved in estimating the poverty line all over the world. Okay, all over the countries of the world. Okay, and this NSSO that is National Sample Survey organization is the organization which is involved in estimating poverty line only in our country. So that is the difference between the World Bank and NSSO. Okay. So my dear students, we will stop here today. Okay. So if you have any confusion in today's lecture, then we'll be having the virtual classes. So that time we'll discuss on the topic. Okay. So till then, stay home, stay safe.